Good to see you. John Jungle. John Bravo. Just getting my seat ready, guys. I think that would be a good angle, right? Started a little early, but 9 o'clock. The county council meeting. So we got a couple minutes before they get started. Take a little walk around. See what we see. I don't like being recorded in there, I guess. We do this with our license plates so we get into state parks and stuff. It's pretty cool. We got some help wanteds up. Help wanted. A few different things. Department of Human Services. On here. Got picture ID, $25 service fee. That's where they do the dates and such. It's all right. Excuse me. Yeah. They got all the little pamphlets. Right. Get a burn permit, application. Couple business cards down here. Oh, some stickers. That's cool. Yeah, that sign don't mean shit to me. Really. Oh. Where's the town back in the day? There's the assessor's office. It's pretty cool. Got the big maps and everything for you. Good, how are you, bro? Just touring around, waiting on the meeting to start. What you up to? Enjoy it. So then here is the DMV. And this is where you get, good morning. This is where you get your plates. And it's also the clerk and recorder, right? So it's like a DMV as well. So, So the meeting's gonna be starting here shortly, but it's the downstairs down. Well, there is a little further downstairs, but there's really not much down here, guys. I'll show you it. So really, you got a little access here, right? Economic development, I guess, is in here. It's closed, nobody's home. They ain't trying to develop anything economically here, I don't think. Carlton Croft. Carlton Croft is what that card says on my desk. I don't know what's in here. What's in here, guys? Oh, another office of some sort. It doesn't say. So, and it's just like a lower exit. Yeah. Let's see what else. Oh, it looks like a bathroom. First floor elevator. So if you take the elevator, it'll bring you out right here. I guess this is like storage. And printer. It's pretty cool. GISIT is what that sign says, but looks closed. A little kitchen. What's back here? Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
What's this office?
Oh, this is mitigation. What
Mitigation?
can I help you?
I was just looking around. I didn't know you was down here. You got a card?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you, brother. So like fire, flood,
Yes,
stuff
sir.
like that?
Technically all hazard, but mostly, yeah, fire.
Sweet. Appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely. Good to meet you.
Alright. So that's like mitigation. He said all mitigations. So that's cool. Got his card, Ross. Sweet. So that's the downstairs. And then upstairs. Yeah, that's a dungeon, bro. Appreciate y'all being in here. Thanks for those thumbs. The meeting's gonna be starting in a second. I'm just walking around, killing a little time. Look at that safe. So, this is the upstairs. So, there's some more signage here. Check this one out. Alright. This is like copy room or something. Something to that effect. Land use office. Veteran service. I don't know what she's done. There's no label. That one's closed. Here's your veterans programs. It's Jim's office. He's really, really good. So, Huerfano.us. There's a couple scan codes, QRs. Good morning. So, pretty much what we got here. I think this is kind of what the mitigation guy has to do with. So, alright. Well, we're gonna go get our seat. Appreciate y'all being in here. Tennessee, John to Nicola, Johnny Bravo, Brooke. Thanks for being here, Brooke. Choco, Angie, Savage Broadcasting. Hopefully I got you guys on. We'll be here. Let's go get our seat. It's gonna be a little busy today. So that's what the room looks like around here. I'm gonna be sitting right here. And you guys are gonna be sitting right here. So with that, we'll get set up. And I'll quiet now. So, I just want to let you guys know, too, this is available online. It's at Google Meet. They broadcast on Google Meet. And so, when you guys want to watch online, you can as well. There it is. Anybody wants to speak, I think you got to go Google Meet or come in and sign in on this sheet right here. If you sign this sheet, then they'll get you up there as well. Legislative justice. So, yeah. Where's he? Yeah, Carl. Yep. Carl. Right there. That is Carl. Then you got Carl, Spore Leader, up there. Commissioner Jim Chamberlain there. He's commissioner. Wardell ain't in here yet, I don't think. Didn't see him anywhere. So, oh, there he is. There he is.
I started to talk to her, and she said something about she wasn't on the docket.
I don't know how long it'll go on for.
And then she sent a copy to me 2 minutes later. I was like,
Right.
this is my name. I was like, wait, I'm sorry. Are you on the phone?
You might have to sign in on Meet Google and ask. You know?
So I sent her like a PQC link like in general. I'm not sure to go if she didn't go.
So, see if we can see out these windows at all, alright? So basically this looks out over the jail. Pretty much. We got about 8 minutes till we start. So appreciate y'all being patient. Start a little early, you give time for notifications to go out, give it a little tour. So that way when the meeting starts, I can just be quiet and I ain't bugging nobody, you know? So this is Human Resources Finance Office. So we got about 8 minutes. Hey, that's my backyard. Sweet. Yeah. So yeah, we're just waiting. We got about 7, 8 minutes. Everybody's pretty well here as far as the government side goes. So look at this photo. That's an enlarged photo. I think that was a Spring Creek fire or something like that. I believe I was here for that one. A lot of wildfires out here, so hard to tell them apart sometimes. So yeah. I didn't see the agenda anywhere around when I was looking. I checked the doors, I didn't see it. I checked the boards, I didn't see it. So I'm not sure where it's posted, if it is posted. Or maybe I just missed it. Maybe it's small like this and shit. I don't know. All right. So I'm just heading. These are nice old doors, though. They're a little creaky, but what do you expect for being old like that, you know? So, all right. Let's get settled in, guys. How's that? Anything good to see you?
Oh, we also have one down there. I have that one? Erica does. Erica has like a little cart thing that we use. You're gonna fall on these things. You're not gonna say. You have somebody. Think with a little lesson in the past. I'm trying to cook this. I know cakes. Is this all of that room?
It is. It is the link to the website. The new ones on here.
I don't mind coffee.
There's one of them that's not, just run with us.
Come on, man. How you doing? What can I do for you?
We're simple. That's how.
We're starting in about a minute, guys. Thanks for those thumbs. Appreciate you. Hopefully you guys will be over here good. Front row seats.
Okay, microphone on, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thank you, Hannah.
So Robert, you need all of the stuff out and hauling dirt in there, not fill around the cold in there. So that's plan to get started on that one tomorrow. But yeah, other than that, everything else is. Yeah, I think other than that, well, you guys have anything?
We discussed the cattle guard.
Mm-hmm.
I know that when the new ones we charge them, whatever it is their charge for moving.
What's that? I mean, for a new one, we do, I mean, as far as moving, I mean, I guess you got to see, I don't know if that one, can't remember if that one sits in concrete or not. I don't think so.
But,
Before, no, that one's been in there for quite a while, so it doesn't sit in concrete, so we would, if we move it, we'll put it in concrete. And hopefully it'll work, cause some of the old ones, the height of them are different. And so all the new cattle are built to the height of our forms. So have to measure to see if it'll work or not. So,
we're not gonna look at it, and he's got a pretty big point, because the way all of those 40s fenced off everything, on the other side of it, there's just another 40, and then another 40 more returning cattle, and there's just one alleyway with cattle in the middle.
yeah,
So if you move to the other end, then that whole section is kind of blocked.
yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we'll leave them fenced there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I mean, if it's something we wanna do, we can get it done.
Or we'll take that.
Okay, yeah, I'll go look at it. And,
Do you wanna get with, we need to see where this more highway, where we can right there.
yeah, I know what it is. Yeah, it's the one in the middle. Road.
Do you have any other orders?
Yeah, my internet's going in and out.
And we could turn on the, camera.
I think it's the internet, but, well, maybe not.
Oh, thank you.
Cause I've turned it on and off a couple times this morning.
That'll be, in Google. Yeah. You were muted, so. You don't want to do it?
It doesn't want to do anything.
Oh, okay.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I'll get mine.
On the,
lost the internet connection. Connection lost. We're not on internet, but we bleeped out there for a second too. Yeah, so we're down for a minute, guys. Just waiting. Appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for tapping that phone. Lady Justice Liberty Press is live as well. Not sure why we bleeped out there, but we did it for a minute. So, if you lose me, we'll catch it over there.
Yours?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me? Okay. I just wonder if you're gonna get this back on track. I have nothing but the initial icons, no video or anything like that from the meeting room.
Yeah, the internet appears to be down. So I had it on my cell phone on audio right now. And we're gonna roll with that until it's time to get it back.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they got him on the phone. But see, yeah, the internet's still down. So I think we're about to roll again. Huerfano County, Colorado.
so it's me driving. You just me drive in. We'll do that. Yeah, we're ready to me drive.
Those are obnoxious to me. Pretty good.
I've been covering a lot now, the addition of another seasonal employee. And they've been able to knock out quite a bit. He was able to get all the work done on the state highway over there in Bear Creek. Got all that taken care of, and got to check that yesterday. So he had done work there before, like before the state took over, and then he did it last year as well. So he's got a pretty good handle on it already, so it's just keeping up with the two areas, but yeah, no, it's been getting better and better for us for years, so. Yeah, that's it, so. That's it, so, but yeah, then, we did a lot of the stuff out east kind of early, and then now they're focusing everything up higher now, so. But yeah, they've been covering a lot of ground now, especially with the two of them now, so.
That is not charged, so I don't know either.
So he did a lot.
Okay. This is 1%. So if it shuts off, I don't just rely on it.
With Paul, and then, right before we were getting into it. So, he used a lot this winter and this fall, and a lot of treatment in, because, it says, try to get it out before moisture sort of dissolves that right away, and get it in the ground. So, but yeah, he uses quite a bit, especially in the real thick, he did it up on the ranch and everything on the river. Shot them down in there, and just try to make a pattern where you could get up above. Yeah, it worked really well, and then some areas where you could get kind of close to the tree, you throw them out by hand in some spots. So, yeah, it worked. I'm trying to think where. Cause there was one spot in there in Russian Olive where you can see it killed them down in there. So yeah, it looks like it's doing what it's supposed to. But yeah, he got them out, like I said, in the fall before some of the snows, so we had and stuff like that. So, and then in the spring he was using it, before the rain and stuff. So yeah, it works really well. That's it, yeah, and especially in that real thick stuff, it was nice, that way you could kind of get down and shoot them back in underneath towards the trunk of the trees in there, and get good cover. Oh, that is nice. Okay. So. That's good to hear. Yeah.
So you're down a driver and an operator.
Yes.
We had a conversation with rural workforce yesterday, and And they have, a few programs for, mixing training and learning. They do have an on-the-job training program. I'm not sure if someone is supposed to be getting their CDL, for instance. And the state pays half of their wages.
Oh, okay.
They also have internships. I don't know what the time on that was, for the 12 weeks, something like that. Yeah, where we can have, we can use this for, it doesn't have to be just with kids, it can be someone else. I don't know if that is there, but list of criteria.
Like career change process.
Yeah.
Okay.
That would be something for some temporary work, weeds, counter arts, stuff like that. There's a chance to learn department. And we also have apprenticeships, which I think might be a little much for a village, but, you know, maybe not. But, right now, we're still trying to figure out how everything works and everything, get set up for it right away, but, and we start hoping to try to hire again, get those jobs out in this week or so.
Yeah, cause we had one, well, we got the operator position open right now, so.
Actually, they're both time
They're both
operators.
operator, yeah.
You just know there, that, one's the truck official, anybody's that here.
Operator, or an operator, but,
One operator.
yeah.
That wants to move elsewhere from earlier in the year.
No. No, it's, well, only one operator position we got, so there was someone.
That was,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, cause that one sometimes is a little tough for Gardner. Worked out in the past, people that live there, or, work there, a lot of times, drive that extra way, sometimes a hassle, so, we'll see what happens. That's it.
Especially with the new environment, it's fun. Yeah, I have room for error.
That's right, I had a little shoulder, got a little shoulder to swerve off on.
I really like they start with the area, just fix the hole in the road. But right before that, it's like, oh,
Yeah. Right before where they fixed that rough spot, that's right where that state truck went off this last winter, right before where wide, yeah. Flipped over right there. State highway. Up truck. I was gonna say there was a wreck. Yeah. My mistake.
all right. Anything else to ask you? All right, well, our next meeting is here. Superintendent? Come on. Anyone introduce?
I do. I just wanted to let you all know that and introduce you to our new superintendent, because he needs to know you and you need to know him. And I would go around and say everybody's name, but every single time I do that in life, I forget my own husband's name. So anyway, Dustin, if you want to introduce yourself to, this is Robert Bobby.
Dustin, you're the superintendent.
Oh, yeah, County Master. So, Public Works and Parks team.
And if you don't know Lester already,
I met you at graduation.
he's a coach.
And a coach, yeah.
So anyway, he's already started, and we're ready to have a fantastic school year, and he's gonna make some really amazing changes in the work in the board. He's also principal of the high school, so.
Well done.
Anyway, I just wanted to make sure y'all knew who he was.
Thank you all so much. It's a pleasure. I'm excited to look forward to the year better.
Yeah, we are, we're at your disposal.
And-
Do our best to help out where we can.
And then Robert is, Office of Emergency Management, so if you guys have any of those meetings where the school needs to be involved, he's your contact.
Our multi-agency meeting is on the third Wednesday of the month at 9 a.m., so it's actually in good timing. It would be tomorrow at 9 a.m. If you're able to make it.
Do you have a card?
I do in my office. For you.
I know I've got interviews tomorrow morning, but I'll see what I can do to make it over there.
And if not, it's perfect. We can just come in August and we'll be fine from there.
I'll give you the email address. Thanks, everybody.
Hey guys.
Here's is much better. Sure, do you have a hotspot?
Yes, on my phone, I sure do.
No, on the independent.
No, no, I don't. That's all that was there. Okay, thank you.
Here's just better than mine is. Mine is really great. You know,
I was gonna say, I think it should be good at, we did.
let me do that. Oh, it's better than real charges.
Carl tried on HCI. HCI is working on mine.
Yeah, I think it's back. You said it, you're good, you know, it's good, I found it on crazy masters too.
Hey, so while they're not here, you want to be in the spotlight for the August newsletter? Since your elections are coming up and such. I think if I have to pay Robert, would you do me a favor and leave over there?
Yes, that's good.
turnaround?
Yes.
So there's a space that Gerard uses as a turnaround. So that'll be the, basically use that location, about, like I said, about, 9/10 of a mile up, past where the property begins at that nowhere near side. Yeah. And then from there, because it's not really, there's not really a direct turnaround location, but there's, the road access that people can go into the, go to the trails. So basically market the trails there too. That's what Brandon is. We'll work you at first.
There's a lot of petroleum in that area there, it's perfect, maybe for going inverse.
Mhm.
So that's all this property is concerning each one of the lots.
Yeah,
That's what Charles agreed.
essentially. Yes. Other than that, we have the first order, which I brought up, Rusty was just talking to you about, order four. It's supposed to be, um, anything else? The contract, we got the, first estimate of property valuation from, Alicia. Possibly $180 million. So, that never holds, never holds. If it were to hold, it would be roughly, half a million, plus all funds, that was good. So, never holds, never does. I mean, it's, that's probably too much, that's too much. And then went back to what I was before. Very simple. So we don't have to final until right before we do that budget. But, since there is more stuff, we're gonna take one, as the, appeals process works through. And as a new item, things that they found here. something nice. So if you do that's children related, it's, things that need to be considered closer. Railroads. Yeah, that's because that's probably only a weed on the thing. Yeah, that's what talking about points. A building, antennas on the tower. That see comes, most of that stuff hangs off our tower, so it's not enough for the tower, so AT&T. But the name on it, AT&T, you see what it's but, it's, that they probably have two towers. AT&T Enterprise, this one is probably just an antenna.
Thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate you. Thanks for those thumbs up.
It has nothing to do with, may I ask a question? Who's in charge of planning and zoning for the county?
As far as who's doing it at the moment, or who's running the department?
Who's in charge of it right now?
Me.
You? Okay, all right.
I feel like if I would take this move,
Sorry about that buffering, guys. That's YouTube. She wasn't playing on Facebook. She's got some county pages up. Huerfano County, Colorado. We got some public comments coming up here shortly, guys. Appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for those thumbs up. Helps the algorithm. I think they got their internet back up using a hotspot. If anybody wants to watch on Meet, Google. And Lady Justice Liberty Press is also live. here. We got a little bit of a lull in the show. Tonight is Walsenburg City Council meeting. We'll be there as well. Huerfano County right now. Walsenburg City tonight. So you guys make sure you hit the bell, all notifications if you want to be notified. Alright guys, we're up in here, hanging out, keep starting to show up. So Lady Justice of the Press, we got a few other people here in the room. This used to be the courtroom back in the day. So a lot of people think that it looks like we're in court. Well, kinda is a courtroom. So we got the wildlife officer here this morning. We got some people showed up, signed in. Public comment is coming in a short bit, guys. And that's a lot of what we came for, was the public comment. So everybody's getting signs in. That looks like a wildlife officer signing in too. Oh, they're just coming in now, Savage. Yeah. So she's gonna speak. She signed in. Huerfano County broadcast is on Meat. So check it out. Hey, bro.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for coming. Yeah, there's some signing in. Thanks for being here, guys. We can just a little bit of a crew rolling in. So we got front row seats. I got you guys sitting right here. So yes. I'll take a better angle you might like. This is what we got. Always. Always. But they're coming in now. They're coming in, they're signing in. We get the real meeting started. So up there on the console, you got Jim Chamberlain on the left, Carl Sporleader, Mitchell Wardell. And the blue shirt here, Carl Young, County Administrator. So. Thanks, Phil's thumbs up. If you want to see tonight's city meeting, you want to get the notification, hit that bell. Set notifications on. We have been getting some buffering. If we get it, just hang tight. I'll be back. John Tracy, good to see you. Thanks for coming. About to get the show started. The public comment. That's what we want, right? We want to hear from the public. I might just dip out after public comment. That's all I'm worried about. Oh, we got the sheriff's department just came in too, guys. So we got the sheriff's department. Pick out and see there. So.
Is there always the presence of officers in meetings? Just curious.
No, they're here for no reason.
So we got. They're just asking. Sheriff.
Okay, 10 o'clock, welcome to the BOCC meeting.
Yes, it was.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
Yes.
Yes. We've got 18 minutes, and then we hired a deputy to work for the sheriff's office. We hired Kirk Blair in the Woodbridge. Village from DHS was in
Yes.
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 Morning, Commissioner. Your chairman of the land use office. This morning I have a request for a local water permit from Meisler, Peter and Haig. They are requesting a low water permit because they don't have a well, they purchased a house up there in Gardner. And they only come 3 to 4 months a year to summer here. So that is the request for local water permit. There is a house and a shed on the property. There are no code violations. Staff recommendation to approve.
I make a motion to approve the bulk water permit.
Second. First and second. Discussion. Call for the vote.
Commissioner Romero?
Yes.
Commissioner Chandler?
Yes.
Jim Thorpe?
Yes.
Motion passes.
And that is all of the land use office. Thanks.
Thank you.
Sure.
All right, Commissioner, number 2025-076. Huerfano Construction, $3,730. This is for the mobilization of a mobile excavator and hammer to break the concrete bridge on Federal Middle School.
Motion to approve purchase order 2025-076 in the amount of $2,700.
Second.
First and second. Call for the vote.
Commissioner Chandler?
Yes.
Commissioner Romero?
Yes.
Jim Thorpe? Next, I need a contract for the property. By the Huerfano County and the Wildlife Game Alternate Association. This is for the transfer of the property known as Road Kansas, the Wildlife Game from the county to an association of the property owners in that area. You can see I included resolution 24-46, which authorizes the transfer. I believe that's the reasons for it.
I make a motion to accept the contract for transfer of land and property to the Toya County Cooperative Association.
Second motion. First and second. Any other discussion? Call for the vote.
Commissioner Romero?
Yes.
Commissioner Chandler?
Yes.
Jim Thorpe?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Next up, we have correspondence.
First of all, the lead balances as of June 28th. I have the schedule July 2025 newsletter. The notice of valuation from the property tax administrator of the state. Yeah. And then your cap of the reports for July 2025.
First up, Stacy. Yeah, if you come up, Stacy, and state your name, address. 2 minutes for the record.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Stacy Corey from Lathrop State Park, and I just wanted to come to the meeting today and publicly thank the county for all the hard work and effort and an excellent fireworks show that we had on July 4th. And I wish I had a way to count numbers of data, but we were just talking, the numbers increase every year, and it still just goes smoother and smoother. We had no major incidents at all, and traffic flow was great, fireworks was wonderful, so just wanted to thank you all for that effort. And also just to give a couple other, and also thank Mr. Bryant, who has also been coming out and spraying weeds for us. It's been a huge help, and so thank you for all your part in that, and letting him come out and do that. And then just a couple updates from the park. We've had a really really smooth summer. We're full, but not too much. If you've been out there, you've seen a couple of new buildings coming in, but we're getting a new boat inspection station closer to the water, so we can keep those nasty little zebra mussels out of our lakes. And the state has been very good since 2008 of keeping our lakes clean. So I want to thank the public for their work with doing that. And we had a Highline Reservoir up in the northwest has had some issues, but Lathrop has stayed clean for this whole time. And also we are getting a long requested fish cleaning station. So if you see the other little shelter that's up by Martin Lake, fish cleaning station is coming in. And then also, not that this matters right now, but but also I will be retiring in December. So just wanted that I will see everybody before then, but just wanted to let everyone know there will be a new manager in 2026. And any questions that you have for me?
Well, first, I don't want to accept your leaving because you're doing a good job. But thank you for everything you did for the dumpsters, and everything you did to make it, our today work so well. That's fantastic.
And we're having a follow-up meeting tomorrow, so yeah.
Okay, next in line, Danielle, Kyle. Sorry, sir.
Hello, everyone. I'd like to speak to this,
Can you say your name and address
Daniel
for the record?
Huerfano, I live at 215 West Third Street in Wallenburg. I'm a homeowner here. I'd like to address the proposed, ICE detention center. I'm gonna invoke my mother's name now. My mother was born in Sudetenland in 1939. I'm a first-generation Holocaust survivor. And one of the things I learned when I was very young is what a Nazi is. I have a picture of Elon Musk doing a Nazi salute, Steve Bannon doing a Nazi salute, Tom Homan doing a Nazi salute, and Trump doing a Nazi salute. One of the things I learned is if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck and wants to put a concentration camp in your town, it's a Nazi. Commissioner Wardle said, there's nothing we can do about it. They're gonna do whatever we want, whether we like it or not. No, there is something you can do. This is a private company. You can deny them a permit to operate in this county. There's too many things that you can do. Apparently, you don't want to do anything because the commissioner said so. I can promise you this, if this ends up here, this town will be spoken in the same breath as Sand Creek Massacre, Kit Carson's murderous rampages through this state. We don't want to be known as a town with a concentration camp. If it happens, we will find out who works at this place. We will identify them to the public so they can know that the risk that these people pose to our community. And we will boycott every bit. I will not do business with any business in a town that has a concentration camp. There was a comment on social media, and I'm going to quote it, and I'll leave it at that. They said, while we cash the checks, we will tell our children that the ash falling from the sky is warm snow. That's what people will think of our county. We're paying for this to go here. Our taxes are paying for this. You talk about all the money we're gonna make off of this? No, we're paying for it on the front end. I moved here because I wanted to be here. If this happens here, I don't want to be here. I'll take my money elsewhere. Thank you.
Next in line,
Hello,
displacement, survival, and years truce. They fled not to fascism and Sudetenland, but our oppression, only swap flags, not hatred. From Jim Crow to Hitler to Israel and back, global systemic violence persists. The IDF has trained U.S. police forces and tactics tested on innocent Palestinians since the early 2000s. The IDF is ICE. Now even our local rural governments want to normalize militarizing our police against us, and we must resist. I've lived in southern Colorado for 5 years and Rosenberg for 1, and I love its land, people, and history. In my work caring for the vulnerable, I try my best to give voice to the voiceless. Immigrants built Huerfano County, its name meaning Orphan County, to honor them, and our legacy of resisting greed and abuse lives on. We reject the proposed concentration camp, and it won't help our city financially, and it will not be tolerated. Our civic has a record of abuse already like ICE, and we paid prices for it once before. And closed as it is currently, still do now. Mayor Bassani invited corrupt officers out of police force, and now ICE, all while filling his pockets, invoking the name of an apparently unmerciful God. Yet, statistically, immigrants contribute far more than they cost our economy. 72% have no prior criminal history, and many suffer or die in these inhumane concentration camps. Alligator Alcatraz is estimated to cost $450 million a year. Colorado can spend up to $81,000 per inmate annually. This facility, as it already stands, supposedly would cost us approximately $12 million for only 750 inmates a year, but we all know it would be much more. Meanwhile, billions are already being stolen from our social programs, lifelines that Walsenburg families rely on. Lost tourism, strained trade, and broken alliances prove this road leads only to financial ruin and the cost of blood. Mayor Bassani swore to defend our laws and constitution. If he and others fail to safeguard people within our city limits by way of our most basic and fundamental rights, amendments 4, 5, 6, 14, and 15, as well as for self-admitted financial corruption regarding these facilities, then maybe you have no business being in any office and should resign. It is a lie that all of you people cannot do anything to stop this, Mr. Lord. Might I remind everyone it's never appropriate to gamble with the lives of others for money contrary to MAGA political beliefs. We all can, should, and must do something. I think our town could be known for so much more than this. We will keep protesting for the justice of all, local or overseas. My name means the people, and our indigenous peoples are the true human beings of these lands. Us white settlers are the immigrants. I speak for those ignored and erased, known as illegal on stolen land. We reject Nazi Bassani's unimaginatively racist and full money grab on Rosenberg's citizens' reputation. It doesn't represent us as a county. Down with ICE, IDF, fuck Trump, and death to the traitors. Free America and free Palestine.
Were you Karen? I'm sorry. Karen?
My name is Huerfano.
Sorry about that.
I live at 215 West 3rd Street. Let's speak this truth loud enough to shatter the silence. What's happening in Walsenburg isn't just corrupt, it's fascist. It's a blueprint for authoritarianism, wrapped in barbed wire and dressed up as a local revival. Core Civic, one of America's largest private prison profiteers, wants to reopen the same failed facility that bankrupted our town. They want to turn it into an ICE detention center. And as if that weren't enough, they're pushing for a second site, another soft-sided facility to cage human beings for profit. Let me be absolutely clear, detention centers like these are filled through mass ICE raids, snatching people up from their homes, workplaces, and communities, often with no warning, no court orders, and no regard for constitutional rights. This is kidnapping under the veil of enforcement. What follows is not justice. It's indefinite detention. It's due process thrown to the wayside, and a dumpster fire that is the current state of America. Many detainees are held without access to lawyers, without time of hearing, without even knowing when or if they will be released. That is unconstitutional. That is un-American. That is fascism. And right here in Walsenburg, Mayor Gary Pisani is ready to sign off on it. If they're ready, we're ready tomorrow, he said. Ready for what? To hand over our sovereignty to a corporation riddled with lawsuits and human rights violations? Meanwhile, nearly half our police department has a history of criminal charges, firings, and misconduct. These are people we're empowering as CoreCivic expands its reach. What do you think happens when unchecked local power merges with federal force and corporate muscle? It becomes a machine, a violent one with no brakes and no accountability. This isn't about our safety, it's about control. It's about locking up the marginalized to build financial pipelines. It's authoritarianism at the local level, and if we stay quiet, it will bury us. This is our line in the sand. Because justice means fighting for our neighbors. It means defending the Constitution, not watching it get steamrolled for profit. And every time we speak out, we reclaim this, what the system tries to erase, our humanity. Thank you.
Cynthia Griswold.
Good morning, commissioners, county officials, employees, and attendees to this meeting. My name is Cynthia Cresswell, Cresswell. I reside at 416 Chandler Avenue. I am indigenous to this land, both of Native American and Mexican ancestry. So what's happening across the United States, what's proposed to happen in our community, it's a disgrace. I have provided handouts to the commissioners. They contain numbers and percentages as of June 2025 regarding the total number of detainees and a brief breakdown of those with criminal records and those with no criminal records or charges at all. The second set of copies pertains pertinent information regarding the 5th and 14th Amendments with clarification as to who due process covers, since there seems to have been some question regarding due process and who is eligible for it. I hope the copies that I've provided can help clear up any misconceptions as to whether or not due process applies to everybody, illegal aliens included. I won't go over the numbers that I've researched as far as detainments as of the 24th of June. You all have that information. What I will state is less than 7% of the detainees are considered a high-level threat 1 per ICE of their levels of 1, 2, and 3. Sources of these numbers can be verified on government sites as well as open internet forums. The inhumane treatment of the detainees, the very fact that they are held with no access to proper hygiene, proper medical access to familial contact, legal contact, and so much more lead to question the total lack of regard for human life and whether illegal or not, these folks are all human beings. They deserve so much more than they are receiving at the hands of the federal government. The very fact that our county or city feels that it's acceptable for possible financial profit to be made off the backs of human beings is despicable. As a side note, Colorado law prohibits local law enforcement agencies from cooperating with federal immigration enforcement officers unless there is a signed 287G agreement on record, and the Teller County agreement is currently under question as of January 22nd, 2025. So I have 2 questions for the commissioners, and you were correct, Commissioner Wardell. There are limitations as to the authority that you have regarding CoreCivic and what you can or cannot do. However, you do have authority in regards to Apex Site Services wanting to open a secondary soft-sided detainment center. They have to apply for permits, they have to meet certain specifications based on Huerfano County policies, procedures, zoning requirements, and building requirements. So you do have authority to say yay or nay that whether or not you allow them to come into this county. Okay? I don't wanna be known as a county for detention centers, because that's all we're going to be known as. The other question is Huerfano County planning on entering into a 27G or submitting an application for a 27G so that they can work with ICE, HSI, and any white supremacy groups that come in to house the prison and the detention center? Are you aware of 287G?
No, it's nothing of that time. And time is up, so I appreciate it. Stephanie Tucker?
Press for transparency. Good to see you.
I know nothing of that, of another facility. That's why Stephanie Tucker?
Good morning, everybody. I'm here this morning representing by Friday protest group. Oh, sorry. I'm Stephanie Tucker. I live at 209 Lawson Avenue. Thank you very much for giving us time to talk to us about this. This is a very important opportunity for us to really bring humanity back into the decision-making process in our community. We, the people of the Friday protest group, I know you might have seen this in the paper, you can read, I think it's good information to have, make sure everybody has heard this. This was a letter to the editor in the paper this last Thursday. The people of Friday protest group are respectfully voicing our outrage at the possibility of an ICE detention center coming to our very own backyard. We are speaking of the Huerfano County Correctional Center. They're at I-25 and exit 49. Recent activity in and around the prison has increased. It has also been mentioned in the city council meeting that the city has requested to ensure the roads are accessible and clear, as well as water lines are functioning properly. Work trucks and vehicles continue to be visible on the property. People are speaking. Media is reporting that Core Civic may require a contract for a private ICE detention center. Any amount of revenue is not worth the possible consequences that might come along with ICE, DHI, or federal agencies entering and operating within our community. The community members should not have to live in fear of being harassed, targeted because of their skin color or accent. We've seen this done repeatedly by ICE agents throughout the nation. They have no concern for the rights if they are able to meet their quotas. Rights of every person in America should be protected. The right for due process is afforded to everybody. It is not exclusive of your citizenship. Recent nationally publicized events show that there is no respect for the law or anyone out there. Detainments of multiple public officials, public ICE agents masking up, not willing to show ID, refusing to show judicial warrants if they've been issued, invasions of the incorrect address, detainments of U.S. citizens based on profile, as well as expulsion of infants and minor U.S. citizens undergoing cancer treatments to other countries they've never even been. The U.S. Constitution states clearly that due process is afforded to every person within our borders, as I already stated, not only to citizens. ICE has shown the willingness to desecrate the most sacred document in our country. We should not be complicit in this desecration. This is why we protest, and we will continue to protest. No hate, no ICE in our place. Due process is for anyone on U.S. soil. I would also take a moment to ask you, everybody here is either an aunt, a child, a mother, a father, a grandfather, anyone that you love. Would you like them subjected to the treatment that we are seeing portrayed throughout our nation in despicable manner? If they are so above board on what they're wanting to accomplish, they should do it with pride and confidence and not have to hide behind masks and not be willing to show their badges. If they are really doing it justly, are we allowing people to weaponize the anger and hate that they've used to try and continue to control certain people and marginalize areas of our society that have already seen the hardest times to come up in this country? Do you want your children out in the fields picking the vegetables?
Thank you very much. Dee? You're up next.
Good morning, commissioners, county administrator, and all present. It concerned me to hear that the commission stated they have no say.
State your address, please.
Which one? D.A. Sandoval, 7105 Ash Creek Heights, Colorado Springs, Colorado. D.A. Sandoval, 1010 West 27th Street, Colorado, Colorado. D.A. Sandoval, 318 Kansas Avenue, Walsenburg, Colorado. D.A. Sandoval, Coffee and Robin, Navajo. It concerned me to hear a representative of the commission state that the commission had no say in the ongoing talks of a proposed concentration camp coming to Huerfano County. The residents, taxpayers, voters of this county elected you to represent them and their best interests and their voice. Is it fair to say that when you come into these chambers, you pick and choose what you have a say on, what you have an opinion on? Do you not want to voice your opinions loudly so that people can see who and what you stand for? The treatment of individuals in these concentration camps has raised significant ethical and humanitarian questions. Reports of overcrowding, inadequate medical care, and lack of access to legal representation, and these are just some of the concerns these humans face. These conditions affect the physical and mental well-being of these humans. Is there no such thing as human rights or justice any longer in this country? Are we going to abolish it in this county as well? Who are going to be the gatekeepers to ensure these humans live in acceptable conditions? Other than just collecting revenue, as that seems to be the focus. As Mayor Bazzani said, it's a godsend. I don't know what God he serves, but it sure as hell isn't the same God I serve. Are any of you going to ask the hard questions about the care and living conditions of these humans? Does Huerfano County want to be known for its Nazi camp? Is that the way to attract tourists? Is that what is going to get Huerfano County on the map? Is that what's going to bring in money because we don't have anyone with any forethought on how to bring in industry? Have each of you researched how communities feel about having concentration camps in their community? Have each of you researched how tourists view patronizing communities which house concentration camps? Have each of you asked yourself how locals feel about patronizing local businesses who have stayed silent about a concentration camp in their community? Have each of you thought about the price gouging that is going to happen, rentals, home prices, groceries, once the camps open? Have each of you thought about the fact that midterms are a year and a half away, and this could change drastically? We have all seen how this is playing out across the country. It is racially and ethnicity based. It's Hitler 2.0. This is how each of you want your legacy to read? Huerfano County Commissioners, Spore Leader, Wardell, and Chamberlain turn a blind eye to concentration camps in Huerfano County. Thank you.
Carmen?
So you say you have no control, but you do have some control on approving these censors. Any statements made should not be based only on money, as some people have been saying. We don't care what they bring in so long as we get money. That's a very wrong reason to do this. Remember, this country is for the people. There are rules to protect people born in the U.S. and immigrants. Even the Bible says that, and these are my words, people not native to their town should be treated properly, and especially because they were once foreigners themselves. Sure, send back the criminals to where they came from. I mean, that should be done all the time. So I don't know what the problem is, but children are not criminals, so I don't know why they're being sent back too. Most people in the U.S. are immigrants. My great-grandparents and grandparents came in legally and worked in the mines and in the fields picking sugar beets and other foods. And some of my family members still do that. Or they were Native Americans and were always here. So, you know, it's important to treat people with respect. There is due process, and that needs to be followed. If you're going to send people back, go through the court system, which will take forever, but that's the way it should be done. That's what our rules say, and the problem is that people aren't following the rules. They're doing what they want, when they want, how they feel like it, and picking on certain groups, and that's just not right. And remember also that when we had the prison open before, there was no housing to house some of the people, because I'm sure some people will try and come in. And there was not the ability to hire employees because, unfortunately, they couldn't pass the drug tests. So you're looking at multiple problems. I don't even know if we have the sewer system or water system to be able to do this, because we had problems before and they rebuilt the systems. But just remember, these are people and they need to be treated with respect. And if they're criminals, true criminals, sure, deport them, send them back to where they came from. But don't send those that are innocent and working and putting money towards our city, our country, because you don't like the color of their skin, or, you know, they came from someplace else. Because like I said, the majority of people in the United States are immigrants. Doesn't matter how they came over. I mean, they should have gone through the regular system, but, you know, when people are scared and abused, they don't want to. They want to be treated because they could have a better life here, and they are very productive members of our society. Thank you.
Jason Valdez.
Jason Valdez, 303 West First Street, Levita. 14th Amendment, Section 1 decrees, no state shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. As a subdivision of the state, county commissioners have a duty under the Constitution to uphold those words, and I will repeat them. Nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. The framers of the Constitution deliberately made a distinction between person and citizen, and the courts have repeatedly upheld that intention in cases such as Reno versus Flores in 1993, in which Justice Scalia wrote, "It is well established that the Fifth Amendment entitles immigrants to due process of law. Any claim or legal action by federal, state, or local representatives that immigrants, documented or undocumented, are not entitled to due process of law is ludicrous and a gross miscarriage of justice. Our elected local representatives swore an oath to uphold the Constitution and therefore should not be complicit with any organization, person, or process that works against it. ICE, in its operations, has repeatedly been found to be in violation of multiple parts of the Constitution, especially that of denying due process to people. And I stress people, because immigrants, documented or otherwise, are people. They are not nameless, faceless numbers on a spreadsheet or someone's boogeyman. They are living, breathing people just like you and I, with families, hopes, and dreams. Therefore, to be in cooperation with or to be seeking cooperation with that organization goes against the oath our representatives swore. Our commissioners stated recently, and I quote, "We don't have any power over it whatsoever in regards to turning the empty prison into an ICE detainment center." If that is true, then why have our county commissioners and the Walsenburg officials taken actions and made statements that prepare for and persuade a contract with ICE? Walsenburg Mayor Visani stated, "They're going to do it somewhere, we might as well take advantage of it." These are the values we uphold as a nation. Ignore the human and constitutional rights violations. They're going to happen anyway, so we might as well make a few bucks off of it. That is not what I was raised and educated to believe this country should be. No matter what great thing you think you're building, there is no solid ground on the wrong side of history. The words inscribed at the feet of Lady Liberty say, "Give me your tired, your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free, the wretched refuse of your teeming shore. Send these, the homeless, tempest-tossed, to me. I lift my lamp beside the golden door." Nowhere in that poem does it say, send them so we can bury them in bureaucracy for years, then hunt them down, imprison them without due process, and send them back to where they came from and back to the dangers they were fleeing. Do the words of the revered poem even mean anything anymore? Have we become so comfortable in our arrogance and wrapped up in our bureaucracy that we have forgotten our humanity? Or is it just hate of the other?
I am indigenous to this land. My home is this land, this entire region. But as indigenous people, we have experienced the heavy-handedness of government intervention.
Can you state your address as well?
I live in Pepita. La Veta. We have experienced the heavy-handedness of government interventionism, the insensitive actions of policymakers, the use of military force against the people, the creation of prisons and concentration camps, and the complacency of the general population to atrocities committed in their name. Visani has said, we don't care as a city. Well, I'm here to say I reject Visani's attempt to preempt and appropriate the voice of the people of this area. I state emphatically that I absolutely do care about this issue. I care about the people who will be housed in the prison, and particularly how they will be treated. I care about the criminal reputation of the owners of that prison, who are known to grossly abuse prisoner rights, all for maximizing profits. And most seriously, I object to the very real possibility that the leaders of this county and city will collaborate in supporting the increasingly lawless heavy-handedness and heavily funded INS and Department of Homeland Security. I emphasize that Visani does not speak for me, nor will any other leaders of this community act in my name on this issue. I fully understand the ounce of logic in Gary Visani's thinking about the city economics. However, therein lies one of the principal factors that leaves all of us vulnerable to authoritarianism and fascism. The real danger I see in encouraging the entry of ICE into our community is the unchecked and heavy-handed approaches that ICE uses in its activities. I, as an indigenous person on this land, certainly do not feel safe in that kind of environment that Visani wants to foist upon my family. And as we see what ICE is doing throughout the country, neither should you. ICE is rapidly becoming the counterpart of the brown shirts of Nazi Germany. Another dangerous aspect of our current national trend into fascism is blind nationalism, uber-patriotism, and uncritical acceptance of national policy. Blind nationalism and lack of self-reflection lends themselves to acceptance of attacks of the worst kind on the most vulnerable in our society, and that's immigrants, the vast majority being global peoples and local communities of color. Lastly, our lack of critical thinking about constitutional human rights is leading to gross militarism, another aspect of the imposition of fascism. Militarism, as related to the U.S., is no longer a matter of international military interventions. U.S. militarism is now clearly implemented among us right here at home. The U.S. government currently ignores laws and deploys the military into cities and the borderlands. Additionally, the U.S. city governments now contract with the Israeli military, the Israeli Defense Forces, mainly in communities of color such as Oakland and Atlanta, to train in urban warfare and teach the murderous tactics that they have honed in Gaza and the West Bank. I hope that our local leaders will not act hypocritically in the face of their oaths to defend the U.S. Constitution. I hope that more than one of you will stand up in defense of the rule of law, of constitutional rights, and listen to the voice of the people.
Can everyone please silence their phone to respect the proceedings?
You guys want to talk?
I'm sorry, that's all that was on the list. Was there anyone else that needed to talk?
Did I need to sign up? Or?
Yeah.
I was invited here, so I don't know if I need to sign or not.
Well, it's your choice. This is public comment if you want to say something or not.
Well, then I can wait for the regular meeting then.
The regular meeting is going to be adjourned here, so.
The regular meeting is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that, I didn't hear it was the regular meeting. So, Craig Lesser, the work on Church.
And your address for the record, sorry.
To be 500 South Avenue. So, you've been included in the email back and forth from administration, being, repaid for expenditures. And I would like to know officially what policies that I did not follow, that I would not be reimbursed for my own purchases that were made for it. Lawfully made through the, policy and procedures.
Well, this is just a public comment phase.
Well, that's what I asked.
Yeah, I'm sorry, this is just for people to state their opinions and things of that nature. It's not.
That's why I asked for public meeting.
Yeah, I mean, this is part of the regular meetings, but that's a side issue.
You want to address this now?
I mean, there's no need to.
Hearing next month, 4 weeks.
Well, okay, we can address it. In the email responses, the lengthy ones, the, policy has been to everybody that has been in the, courthouse and after we put the receipts, okay, sorry, I gotta get my brain around correct. Receipts and everything of that nature, you're not gonna be, not supplied for the gloves. You're not gonna be not paid for by the meals, but we do need to have documentation of purchases.
There was
And
no
we have-
indication.
Yes, but it didn't have a line item, and we have said in the emails, the documentation that shows what the IRS needs and what we had as well.
The documentation I received from Mr. Hill for the IRS is not for tax items as well as $75. Also, for itemized items, that's not listed in the policy procedure manual. So how would any employee know that that has to be done?
Yeah, go ahead and take it.
So, I'm gonna read to you from the policy the exact line that, is an issue. Meals will be reimbursed at actual expense up to the state per diem rate. Expenses for alcohol and other non-allowable items will not be reimbursed. Receipts for business expenses must be submitted with the reimbursement request.
There was no alcohol purchase, it was for prove otherwise. It is not spelled out that I have to have a itemized receipt.
Okay, I will. In the same policy, it says that those things will be looked at. And so just by any rational thought that those things will be looked at.
Well, I can guarantee you, sir, that many, many other receipts have been turned in that were not itemized, showing that is not true, Kim, because I've turned them in myself, done them before, and other members of the department have turned those in the past.
Should be, they should be.
Then it should be.
Clear, put it in the policy. Then put it in the policy.
It is in the policy.
That does not.
You didn't read itemized, sir.
Then why have you reimbursed search and rescue volunteers for exactly the same thing? Without.
Hold on one second. Come to the mic.
Really hope you guys speak out against Nice Week, speak out about money for county.
So, it is in the policy. It is in the policy, not just this place. 5 different sort of ways. Receipts need to show what was purchased. Is this a restaurant that sells alcohol?
I have no idea, because I didn't purchase them.
Has alcohol ever been purchased on county funds from the sheriff's office?
This is the pettiness that people are upset.
I'm sorry, please.
This is a second issue.
Has alcohol ever been purchased?
I have no idea.
You don't?
I do not.
Okay.
So in the manual, it says that non-allowable items should not be reimbursed, correct?
In the paperwork that you sent, the quote that you sent in your email, what did it say?
I have to look at it. However, what I am allowed to purchase goes through the sheriff. If he deems it necessary for my employment and to perform my job duties, that is what's purchased. I don't understand why a pair of leather gloves or less lethal training when I burn my hands picking up hot items, how that can be returned.
Explanation why those were purchased.
I understand that, but I don't know where.
Well, we don't either. When it says you went to a class and there's a reimbursement for class, it's confusing. All we asked was for an explanation and tell them.
But those.
As soon as you did that, it was fine.
Why do I need to go further than my boss,
He
which is
didn't
the
sign
sheriff?
off on it either. It wasn't signed off on yet. So it was easy. All you had to do was say, hey, I used it for a class because of less lethal. We were down as long. That's all. That's all. It was.
It wasn't that easy. When you go back through the emails, it's definitely not that easy.
I sent an original email to Melanie just asking, can you give me an explanation and we need the itemized receipt. All you guys do is call the restaurant, get an itemized receipt. Say
Not
it's-
every restaurant gives an itemized
They
receipt.
do.
You can take a photo of the order.
I mean, it's.
Where in policy does it say you have to do that?
I can write down the receipts of.
Where in policy does it say you have to do that?
If you can't understand that, maybe you should be in law enforcement.
It's funny to me. Sorry, guys.
Really, come on.
It's funny to me.
That is, come on.
Maybe if you
That's not- Don't go there.
understand your
No.
job.
We will have to, we're not gonna get into shouting match.
These are the same rules everyone is required to follow.
Why
None
are
of
more
it's special.
people mad about what's going on with the ICE detention facility than this?
Because you had your chance to talk now.
No, that wasn't her question. We are upset about it, but why are we not upset as much about you? That's what's going on with you. There should be just as much indignation as to what is not being done for you as there is as
I'm
us
not
for
downplaying
us.
what's going on.
Okay, we can't just do the back and forth in the committee. This is a recorded event. If you wanna come to the mic and talk, come to the mic and talk.
Before, in the policy manual, it says, you know,
I just didn't have to start to leave, so we're ready. Thank you.
We'll take your advice.
Where's my money?
all of you, but I know where 500 South Albert is. It's a police station. So what is the purpose of asking for an address if people can give their work address? I don't understand that. To me, that's.
Sorry, I didn't catch that, I was just.
Yeah. So anyway, I just thought that was interesting. What I would like to speak to you about this last incident is I thought it was very interesting that your sheriff sat right there and did not say one thing to defend or speak to the whole issue. No, what he did, he got up and he left. What does that say about your sheriff?
I just kind of want to remind everyone about how.
Could you state your name and we're on record?
My name is Stephanie Tucker. I live at 209 Walson Avenue. I'm a proud citizen of Walsenburg. I try to be a very effective community member and a community member that gives back. I think I want to remind everyone that there is a certain way that we conduct ourselves if we're professionals and we're adults. In consideration of that, I think there's also a time and place where we also take the reign of being accountable people of morality. Pettiness and going back and forth about small business expenditures, when you look at the grand scheme of the way the world and expenditures work, those small things are not really what should get such a majority of our energy and power throughout the day. Yes, they're important. Yes, there are procedural things that need to be found. If we find that there's maybe not procedural documentation that verifies it, that's an opportunity to improve. Instead of making sure we have to point the finger at someone else for doing something wrong, let's try to solve problems instead of just complaining about the problems. Be solution driven. This is how we can be more accomplished in our own lives. This is the power that we as individuals do have. We have power over our thoughts, we have power over our words, and more importantly, we have power over our own actions. Please remember this in all of your encounters with every human being, every body. Doesn't matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephanie. And I appreciate that. I just want to apologize to you all and in the room for my private part of that.
I understand tensions are high, and it's an extremely tenuous situation for everybody. But at the end of the day, we all have loved ones, and if any one of our loved ones were treated in this manner, we would be indignant about it.
Yeah, so I will say, Stephanie, you're a full time employee. You've been held to the same standard. I will apologize for my efforts and for my words I spoke to them. It's your responsibility, Sheriff, that to repay his staff. But I will say that I will express my sincere apologies to all of you guys. You guys see that.
And you shouldn't say that. Sue us means sue us, not you, right? Right, you shouldn't say that.
Thank you for apologizing because I like you, but that was a very unexpected outburst from you and uncalled for. But thank you for the apology. Coming from a work environment that dealt with government per diems, I don't understand if this county follows federal government per diems, why that is not included in OIs for law enforcement or any employee of the county. If a request for reimbursement was submitted without Sheriff Newman's authorization of it, it should have been sent back to him immediately with an explanation so that it could be addressed immediately, okay? I'm gonna say it right out, I am not a law enforcement person, but to see a law enforcement person belittled for buying something during a training session that was in his mind or, a requirement of the training session is not acceptable. And it was not acceptable for Sheriff Newman to sit there and not stand up and defend his office. Again, if you guys follow governmental, federal per diems, and it's not listed in your OIs, it needs to be, so that a misunderstanding like this does not occur.
So, Ms. Criswell, we do not follow per diems. The county does not issue per diems. The county requires actual expenses.
Well, but that's what a per diem is. Okay, I did travel for years for government. You submit a trip request, you submit all your receipts. And she is correct. When you go to a restaurant, it lists out what your food is, if there was alcoholic beverages, and that alcoholic beverage is then deducted from the receipt and the amount requested to be reimbursed to the traveler. Same thing for a law enforcement individual. So if you don't follow a federal government per diem and you follow state per diem, the same procedures should be in place and followed.
Yes, that's correct. So when I think per diem, I think just here's the money for meals for X, not reimbursement. Like, you are correct, absolutely. That is our current policy.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for being here, guys.
Daniel Connell, resident of Walden. I'd like to expand on something that Dee just brought up. This is the problem when you let people like I in here. That law enforcement officer failed to identify where he lives. He lied. These people
Yeah, now we know where we live, but we don't know where
Yeah.
they are.
and zero accountability. Zero. I could care less if he doesn't get the gloves he needs to beat on somebody. But zero accountability. That's why we don't want ICE and these Nazis in our town. Thank you.
Not at this time, Commissioner.
One more, and then we have another meeting.
No matter what it is, but I simply want to say, that I didn't give my own press because even little instances of resistance to ICE and police forces that are going to oppress our communities, like ICE will do here, I'm not going to facilitate that. That's why I did not give my own press.
Yep, retaliation.
Thank you, sir.
We'll wrap this up. We have other appointments coming up, so I appreciate it. And, thank you for coming out.
You guys don't have anything to say?
Yeah, any words?
Yeah, I mean, I would like to hear from you. Yeah.
This isn't the time for that. This is only for
So
public
when is that
comment.
gonna be, so I can be there?
Yeah, I want to hear your specific words on everything that the people of this town decided to bring
I'm
up.
gonna do something different, because this is not the time for it.
When is?
we've already-
You can't just tell us what you think about what we had to say.
Well,
Does it change your mind even a little bit? Even a little bit, that it's not
Oh, I hear what
financially
you're saying.
conducive to
Completely
do this
hear
for
what
the
you're
city.
I completely hear what you're saying. I understand your position on things, and it's not quite as, it's a very complex issue, and we need to, take.
Maintaining our decency and.
This is
Ma'am,
why, this is why we don't go into the
That's a
back
cop
and
out.
forth. No.
So,
Will
I'll say
you, will
this.
you
When
please
and
hold
where?
a public
Okay.
meeting to
Deanna,
address
I'm
the
gonna try and
issues that
answer
were
your question,
presented to
please.
you?
So I'll say this, that facility exists. It exists within the city of Walsenburg. We do not have any permitting authority over it. If we did, it currently exists, and we still could not take, we don't get a say in this. Like, the county does not get a say.
Yeah,
And I heard
There's
nothing
no
about
permit.
it.
you're saying right now.
There's no permit, there's no anything of that nature that comes to the county for that. There's no question to ask about can it or should it be open, nothing of that nature.
And I
All
know
we-
nothing of any other new new thing coming.
That's disappointing.
You might get a courtesy notice that they're going
It's
to
all
open
over
it.
the news.
Well, there's a lot of things.
But the
that's all
news
we
that
we
you
do
guys
try to
have
look
read.
at too. But there's all kinds of things on Snapchat and
I'm not
But-
talking Snapchat.
Whatever.
Look at news stations, Apex.
Apex Site Services, and they have to come through you.
Major media.
What I would appreciate is, since you didn't know anything about the 287G, I would like for somebody to do research, present it to you, and you to hold a public information meeting for us to address these items that were presented to you that you say you have no knowledge about. Also, the Apex Site Services, they are in contention to open a second facility, a soft-sided tent, yes, here.
So,
And this is on government websites, this is per ICE, this is per Homeland Security. So hold a public meeting, please, to address the issues that we have presented to you, to show that you're concerned, to show that you're willing to go the extra mile, to do the research for the concerns that your constituents and your residents are presenting to you as our county commissioners.
so, if that being the case, we shouldn't have that meeting for a couple reasons. One, if that does become a thing, if they do decide to put that here and it's out in the county, that becomes a land use matter.
It becomes what? I'm sorry?
A land use matter,
Okay.
unless the federal government buys the land.
No, but they're not planning on it.
So if they do not do that, then it's a land use matter, come before this board, an application will come in, it will be posted, there'll be public comment, it'll go for the planning commission, for those of the board of county commissioners, the whole 9 yards.
If the federal government, they don't have to have land use
No.
applications?
No, the federal government is exempt from all local land use authority, but if they contract with a private company, that is not exempt. So, I don't wanna, I have concerns, and I generally tell people when they come in, they want to do public hearing like that solar, company did a few years, last year sometime. If we don't follow the process, we're liable to be sued and have our decision, whatever it is, overturned. So whether you're for something or against something, in our book, the best thing to do is follow the process.
Okay, so then I still would like some response from somebody regarding the 287G. If the government or the Huerfano County themselves and the Sheriff's Department are planning on submitting an application of a 287G, which will allow the Sheriff's Department to work hand in hand with ICE, HSI, and anybody else that comes in here. Since you guys were not aware that this existed, I've done research. I can go home and do more and present it to you along with the copies that I gave you today, if you would like that. But you guys need to show that you're just as concerned about these issues as we are.
So the sheriff, he was in here.
Yeah, I know, and he didn't open his mouth, and you guys did look to him to address it.
So knowing him, that probably means that one, there's not an agreement. I have never seen an agreement, I've never heard of an agreement.
It's Colorado law.
No, I'm saying Huerfano County does not have one. That is my understanding. If we did, I think he would have said something, was indicated that there might be one.
So supposedly, the 287G that was submitted by Teller County, I believe it was 2016 or 2017, if I remember correctly, that is why it is under review, because it was supposed to cover Pueblo County, Teller County, Huerfano County, and one other county. So forgive me for not remembering the last
Teller
one.
doesn't need our consent.
No, we were inclusive of theirs.
No, I know, they don't need our consent to do that. Because what they were wanting to do is house people, regardless of where they come from. So that doesn't involve us. That never came before this board, never came before Bruce.
It's not housing.
Yeah.
It's a concentration camp.
Yeah. If you had bars on your house, would you call it a house or would it be a cage?
So, hold on. First and foremost, by definition, it is housing, whether you believe it is just or unjust.
As a person of
As a
color, aren't you
person.
concerned?
As a person of color who is descended from slaves, a slave house was housing. Now, that said, is how that
It's the
You
verbiage.
should be ashamed.
It is the verbiage. It is the verbiage. It is the verbiage.
But if anything like that does come up, if like anything about it, it'll be on this agenda, it'll be public. That said, the person who would initiate something like that would be the sheriff. And regardless of what we feel about the situation here, I don't think that Huerfano County has the space, the time, and the money to house people in our facility.
Okay, well, there is the Eighth Amendment that does have to do with cruel and unusual punishment and conditions. So if this is the case, will you guys be willing to step in and ensure that the Eighth Amendment is being followed, that these people have livable treatment, medical conditions? There's people dying because they're not getting medical treatment. They're not being told what they're charged with. There's women that have lost babies because they will not give them medical treatment. So inhumane treatment, is that something that you guys are going to be willing to sign off on for this county as a history and a treatment, and like they said, a legacy of what you want to be done? I don't care if they're here illegally or not. Everybody came here illegally to start with, so we are all immigrants. Okay, so when you're taking people's green cards and you're shipping them 5 states away, you're not telling them why they're there. You're not telling them, giving them access to representation. They're getting maybe water, maybe food that's contaminated. Are you going to step up to ensure that the Eighth Amendment is being followed and these human beings are getting treated the way they should be treated? Will the county step up and do that?
So
you do have that right.
I'll answer that question again.
Yes, sir.
Huerfano County would initiate that through the health department. We have a shared health department in Los Angeles County. Our policy for the health department is the same policy we have for every single county office that has rules and regulations. The rules apply the same to everyone.
I'm sorry, have you seen the health departments in this area?
Have you seen how bad they are?
Have you seen the Rio Chicharras in? They own it.
Yeah.
Well,
The
we're
county owns it.
we're trying to get that cleaned up, absolutely.
Years later, right?
I mean, what do you want me to do? I don't have $2 million right now.
If it was anybody else, it wouldn't matter.
Somebody that is supposed to be all about policy and procedure, maybe you guys need to start looking at the wording and doing it a better way. There's books out there for stupid people called, dummies. Yeah.
We will enforce
I mean, really, come on, guys.
We will enforce the law.
No, I get it. But maybe you guys need to have a book for dummies for law enforcement and government in your own damn town.
I realize you think that we're stupid, and maybe we are. But I promise you that we will do our best to enforce the laws as we know and understand them.
Well, then you
And I think that will
understand it
answer
better.
that question. I think that will answer Ms. Cresswell's question. To the fullest extent.
Like an idiot.
All right, I thank you for
All right,
listening
watch
to me.
out.
Hey.
Let's not have any more outbursts, okay?
Yeah.
My general consensus.
You are our representatives.
Yeah.
We voted.
So fuck off, Jim.
You work for us.
I'm gonna fucking gavel that way.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
You work for us.
Don't do
Do
that.
not fucking work for
Are
us.
you threatening me?
What am I gonna do? I'm trying to gain control of this.
Then make sure you put your other ones right next to you. Point next to
This
you.
is a public.
Yeah.
Point next to you.
Point of order goes across the board.
I'm satisfied with
Okay.
what you're saying.
But
I'm
thank
not sure.
Because general consensus is there's no.
So I will look forward to things happening and being put on the agenda. So I appreciate your time. I'm sorry for the outburst, but it's pretty a scary time right now. So, I expect that our leaders will lead our.
Thank you, Carmen.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your constantly explaining.
May I just close with this, please?
I do my best, but I'm not supposed to.
We all do.
Mark, thank you very much.
And I apologize for the outburst, but please don't just point at us when somebody else is being threatened to the people that represent you. But thank you.
Tensions are high and we
I just
need
have
to
one
take a
last thing to
moment
say.
to breathe.
It's hard to trust what is said, and I'm gonna refer back to the incident that happened at the county jail with the gentleman who, it has been all over the news these last few months, that died in that county jail because of mistreatment. And we all saw the videos. So it's hard to believe that the law enforcement in this town protects the citizens. So you want us to believe that on top of bringing in a concentration camp, and we're gonna trust those people with humans?
In the health
when we
department.
can't even trust
That's crazy.
our own neighbors in the community? Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
This
you for
guy's a
listening.
former cop right here. He's tough.
That officer made a rookie mistake to you and lied, was one to lie to the rest of us, and then get upset over it. He knows itemized stuff. He's a sheriff who's been around for quite a while. He knows what he's supposed to have. And that's representing us to keep ICE out of here?
I know before you mentioned we were focused on rates and other drama.
And nothing from the county attorney?
Nothing at the moment.
Okay. And we have no need for executive session? So, entertain a motion for adjournment. We do have a Board of Human Services now, and another meeting with the sheriff and the surveyor if we have to. Motion for adjournment.
Second.
First and second. All in favor? Or we'll call for the vote.
Mr. Chairman? Yes.
Okay, we are adjourned. 11:14.
This is DHS right here. They're missing tons of money. There's all kinds of money missing from this branch of government as well. I'm gonna go out and deal with the people. Go see what they got to say. I'm getting out of here. What's up, guys? Let me go talk to these people down here. See what's up. So.
That guy was your friend. Don't yell at us because we
Thank
got
you.
upset when you guys got upset. Exactly.
Oh, gosh. So we got City Hall tonight. This was county, John. This was county. So we got the city meeting tonight. If you guys want to watch that. Get a hold of it. Catch me on here. Right? So we're kind of like, wow, right? Oh, smart ass Jim Chamberlain, like he's tough or something, trying to bark at that guy. He is a cop. Still thinks he is. So. Appreciate you guys all coming in here. That was a long stream, 2.5 hours, right? But I was glad to have some public comment going on, and people got to speak up, you know? So that's what it takes, man. It takes people speaking up. So. Huerfano County, Colorado, seat of the town. Awesome. So I'll go talk to the sheriff about the is he gonna work with ICE? If anybody cares. I'm gonna say he won't bullshit me. He might just tell me a lie. But I can go ask him. So thanks to everybody who showed up online, be it in here. Lady Justice Liberty Press was live. They had the Google Meet, you know, all those right there. There were some people in there. Appreciate them, you know. And I'm probably gonna hop off here. Press for Transparency. Thanks for being here. They didn't decide shit, bro. That's it. They didn't decide shit. That's just a big shit show. That's all. That's usually what it is. Nothing ever happens. So, you know. But mainly the residents were concerned about the ICE facility that they're looking at putting in here, right? That's mainly what the residents was frustrated about. And the county essentially doesn't want to talk about it, says they have nothing to do with it, and it's yeah. So that was what all that came of. So yeah. And you know, everybody else needs to do except for these guys, right? They're exempt. Federal government's exempt, they're exempt, everybody's exempt from following the rules unless they're enforcing them on somebody. So that is the way it works around here, you know. So yeah, there's a lot going on. Well, the federal government can come in and sign like a waiver and start working with the sheriff's department, kind of giving the sheriff's department authority maybe they didn't have before, I guess, right? So but the city meeting, now the mayor here, he's the one who's publicly spoke about accepting the ICE facility here. So that's tonight, guys. It'd be 6 o'clock my time, right? It's 11:20 here right now. It'll be 6 o'clock my time. Is the meeting, I believe. So I'll be there. I think there's some protests today amongst all this bullshit going on. And so if I see the protest, I'll also be live for the protest. Okay? If you guys want to see any of that, check me out. Appreciate you guys. If I don't catch you on the next one, just thanks for being here. You guys have a great day. Stay safe. I'll catch you on the next one.